Well, my name's Scott Frohman. I'm the CEO and founder of Odyssey, the functional mushroom beverage, and I just want to say I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate Noble and Nico Pronk for giving me the opportunity to present and to share with you what's an incredibly exciting opportunity. Our company overview, and our company is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We have 11 employees. We started this company and started sales back in June of last year, so we're relatively brand new. And at this point, we've raised and have invested over $3 million into the company, and in the first 9 months of our business since we've launched the product, we've done over $613,000 in business. Odyssey, what it is, it's a functional mushroom beverage. We use highly potent mushrooms such as lion's mane, cordyceps, reishi type of mushrooms, and then we infuse them into delicious tasting beverages such as sparkling and coffees, and we use a lot of very delicious flavors, and we've been able to make these drinks taste exceptionally good. Our mission is basically to really enhance people's well-being, to have people live better lives than they're already living today. Here is our functional mushroom sparkling beverages. These beverages, we wound up using sacred geometry as far as the designs, which is the piece there in the middle, which really kind of emulates the whole idea of using your own personal power to do good. We've been able to develop 4 different flavors, which we have passion fruit orange guava, we have a dragon fruit lemonade, an orange ginger, and a blackberry lemon. We also have our functional mushroom brews. Our brews consist of 2 coffees and 2 teas. They're absolutely also fantastic and really delicious. They are also USDA organic and non-GMO, no preservatives, and they are kosher. We have beautiful packaging and point of sale material, and the product's been very well received in the marketplace. Here's what we see as the opportunity right now. So today the world consists of basically a lot of energy type drinks. These energy drinks are usually consisting of 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine. We've been able to utilize mushrooms like lion's mane and cordyceps to be able to use these mushrooms. Lion's mane is really good for brain function, for focus and clarity. And also with cordyceps are really good for energy and also great for mood boosting. So what's happening is when people are drinking 200-300 milligrams of caffeine, they're ending up with a lot of anxiety, they're ending up with sleep issues. A lot of people have real issues as far as their gut is concerned. And what we've developed is a product that has 85 milligrams of caffeine. We didn't go to 0 caffeine. And the reason is if you take someone who's used to taking 200-300 milligrams of caffeine and you wind up putting them to a 0 caffeine, it's kind of like they feel like missing something. By adding in the lion's mane, we're able to extract out the fiber off the mushroom, and we're actually ending up with this extract, this highly potent extract. And what it's doing now is it's helping people with the brain focus, for focus and clarity, and it's also helping people elevate their moods. So now what do people really want? People want to be more elevated. People want to feel better. People want to have their brains functioning better, and they want to be able to do the task, whatever it may be that they're doing. So we're seeing a huge movement when people wind up moving, especially when we look at the younger generations that are really moving from energy drinks to other things. To meet the mushrooms. We use specialized mushrooms, and as you can see, we wind up having, like with the lion's mane, it says 8-to-1. So what happens is we extract out the fiber, and we're left with this high potent extract. And it's literally basically like 8 times the potency than what we originally started with compared to our competition that basically is not really doing the extraction process. Functionality, clean drink alternatives, wellness, and sustainability. This is what we're really all about. Here's our target audience. This is one of my most favorite topics. So the target audience today, the Generation Z, take them for example, and the forward-thinking millennials. These people, the Gen Zs, they're really kind of like a lot more, they'll take the time to actually read a label. They'll take the time to think about what am I taking in, what am I drinking, how is this going to serve me? That's important to them. And what we have found is that the Gen Zs are really looking for new, forward-thinking products, things that will actually help them to feel better, be better. We're seeing a lot of opportunities in people that are also interested in technology. People are interested in NFTs. People are interested in art, and also people that are interested in esports. So esports, you got a lot of young people and they're playing the games. They drink high milligram caffeine drinks. It's bringing them up, it's dropping them down, and with our product, it's giving them more sustainable energy. It's giving them more focus, more clarity. It's giving them, when they walk outside and they look outside, or you look outside, the sky looks bluer, the leaves look greener, your car looks better. If you're working and you're in front of your computer, everything tends to be elevated. You feel a whole lot better. Our marketing. Today, we're starting to do a lot of online marketing, social media with influencers, email marketing to back out to people that are coming to our website that we're starting to communicate with. Our influencer program, as I mentioned, we're seeing a lot of people that are actually coming to try our products, and then what's happening is they're going out and they're reposting our products because they're realizing that our products don't taste synthetic, that our product tastes really natural, and it's really great. Events and conventions. We wound up going out, we did just an NFT convention just the other day, and we're seeing that when people come and they try our product, we're getting so many great results. People who come to music concerts and DJs, they're coming, they're checking out our products, they're really enjoying them, they're coming back for more. We see people coming to this event here. People who are drinking our products, they're enjoying our products. We're seeing that going on a lot. Public relations, we're getting a lot going on. Just the other day, NBC, we did a great piece on NBC over in Tampa, went over fantastic. They came back, they hit us back up again. I wouldn't be surprised if you see us on the Today Show in just a minute, because of what things are going on. So we're getting there's a lot of publicity around mushrooms now, and there's a lot of publicity of a lot of people that are reaching out to us because they want to do pieces on us. Our street team, we got people in LA now, in Colorado, and in Miami. And what we do, and those are specialized places that we focus on, and we wind up hitting the ground running. We wind up going around there with our backpacks and drinks, and we go share the products. The energy drink market, which most people don't realize, is an $86 billion market. All you need to do is get a small piece of that market, and you're doing exceptionally well. I think the non-alcoholic beverage market is another area that we fit into as well, because a lot of people are starting to drink a whole lot less alcohol, interesting enough, and looking for non-alcoholic beverages. The path to market right now is natural grocery stores. We focus on the natural grocery stores right off the bat. I'm going to share with you a bunch of them that we're already in. From natural grocery stores, we're also doing e-commerce. We're on Amazon, and our business literally daily, day in and day out, are going higher and higher. We see opportunities in conventional, Kroger, Publix, Albertsons, H-E-B. We're in communication with some of them already. And we're already seeing opportunities in convenience stores as well as the CVS's, the Walgreens, and such like that. Military bases, we're seeing opportunity there. So here's where we're at. Today, our distributor list, as you can see, KeHE is one of the largest natural grocery store distributors in the country. So is Lipari. They deliver out to 18,000 doors. New Age is one of the biggest beverage distributors in the state of Colorado. We're in with them. DPI, they basically serve Kroger, King Super, things like that, Ralph's. UNFI is the largest natural grocery store distributor in the country, and now we're in with them. Bill's, they're up in Wisconsin. They're a Budweiser distributor and also Keurig Dr. Pepper, and the list kind of goes on. Retailers, we're in Miami Beach. We're in the One Hotel. We're in the Edition in Central Market. They're like the kingpin of Dallas as far as natural grocery stores. Air One, they're one of the most highly regarded natural grocery stores in Los Angeles and one of the highest regarded natural grocery stores in the country. Woodman's is up in Ohio, and what do you call it, like 18 stores, and they're kind of like a Costco of like Ohio and Wisconsin. Thrive Market, we're going in there. GNC, we've just been approved by. Fresh Time, 70 stores going in there right now and already got the go-ahead. CVS, we just got, just shipped out the product to CVS. We're going into roughly 400 of CVS's most forward-thinking stores. The list is kind of like continues, and we've already done a little bit of testing across the board. Distribution, we have a 3PL that's located in Kansas City. We love Kansas. Kansas got some of the best shipping lanes in the country, so we're super excited about that. And when I look at the country, at this point, we're probably selling in about 40 different states. Again, realize this, we launched this product in June. We only launched this product in the middle of June. And in the middle of June, when we had no distribution, because we didn't have any of these distributors till January, we brought these distributors on that I just pointed out to you, most of them in December. In December, we met a lot of them at the Natural Expo East show in Philadelphia back in October. We got to talking with them in October, November, and we started shipping product out to them in December, and they started basically putting some product out in January. So we were self-distributing door to door, and in the first quarter, we wound up in June we did 14 grand. In July we did 24,000. In August we wound up doing 28,000. So in our first quarter basically of doing business, we did almost $64,000. And by the month of October, by the way, we were out of product. We had zero product. We blew through everything we had. That was just a test. So we realized we really had something. We didn't have the sparklings, roll out the sparklings till November. And then all of a sudden the fourth quarter came, we did $232,000, up from 64 grand. We got controls over our cost. We got great margins. We're running about 50-point margin, and that's after discounting. So here's where we stand today. Our first quarter, we wind up doing $262,000 in our first quarter. In March alone, we did roughly $170,000 in just the month of March. But now we have all those stores that came on with all those distributors. Now the sales are getting ready to ratchet up significantly. Our velocity, our sales store over store is going through the roof. We're killing it inside these stores. And basically there's not a natural grocery store practically throughout the country that we're not getting into. There's practically not a natural grocery store over the next few months that you're not going to walk into and not see Odyssey. That's a hell of a result in roughly a 9-month period of time. Trader Joe's we haven't really hit up, and because they're really much more focused on their private labeling type of products, but I'm going to hit them up anyway, and I think it's a good option, a good opportunity. But GNC, by the way, we've just been approved by GNC, and I think it's going to be very interesting. Look, GNC alone could be $1 million a month opportunity, if not a whole lot more. So right now, we feel really good about what our projections are here. We're already off to a great start here in the month of April as well into the second quarter. Like I said, our costs are under control. We know how to operate a business. And moving along, we really feel that when we're done with 2022, that we could easily look to achieve a $16 million run rate comes 2023. Moving along, I have a hell of a background. My last company was a hemp CBD company. I built 2 very recognizable brands, and I sold that company to a cannabis company by the name of TerraSend. It was a sizable deal. I had a 100-man operation. We had about a $30 million a year run rate. We did very well. We had a great success. Carol comes from, who's our chief financial officer, comes from Garden of Life. You might be familiar with it. They sold to Nestle for $2.2 billion. Very competent person. Jack, our executive vice president, comes from a background of beverage. We have 11 employees. And most everyone here, a lot of the people that you see on this list, some of them have already worked for me before. We have a group. Today, where we stand right now is our proof of concept's been validated. The product's selling, the product's ending on the shelves, and people are coming back to buy more over and over and over again. We put together a deal structure to raise $2 to $4 million. As it stands right now, we've already raised about $1.2 million. Instead of just raising the low end of the $2 million, I've decided that we're going to raise $4 million. So far we've raised roughly $1 million of the $4 million that we want to raise. We're going to look to raise, and we're going to bring in and raise another $3 million. That's for working capitals, for inventories, for a little bit of shareholder debt. Today, we're raising the money at a valuation of a pre-money of $20 million. We now currently have 10 million shares outstanding. We're raising the money at $2 a share. As it stands right now is this. We see the opportunity that we're the next forward-thinking Celsius, Rockstar, things of that nature. When you look at Celsius today, Celsius is worth, market cap is $4.4 billion. I think they did $300 plus million last year in business. We believe that what's happening now is that there is this shift and there is this opportunity that's going on, especially when you talk about mushrooms, especially when you're talking about nootropics, brain function, things like that. So when we see companies of Celsius at $4.4 billion and Rockstar that got bought out for $4 billion and such, we see that we're the next movement to be part of that type of group with that kind of growth. We got great reviews. People are loving our product. We're off to a great start, and that's what we have to talk about. So I'd like to say thank you for your time, and I'd like to open it up to questions.
Two questions. One is, what percentage in that can is actual mushroom, and what's the quality control to make sure that it's actually level when you're in the manufacturing process?
So when I first started this, it was interesting because I thought to myself, what do I want to do? And what I did is I ended up going to a formulator that's one of the top beverage formulators in the country, legit. And it actually happened to be like a family friend of my wife's. And on top of that, I wound up sourcing a mushroom from a group that's been sourcing and developing the mushrooms for 40 years. They are the most hardcore, the most real of real companies. And, you know, in meeting with them, I had to rely on their skill set and on the formulation skill set. And we brought all the best of smartest of people together. So we've been able to really isolate that these are the milligram strengths. We measure out the beta glucans on the mushrooms to know clearly really what we're putting into the can. But you see, we don't have to use a lot of mushrooms on a percentage basis because we're using a very high potency extract, because we're extracting out the fiber. See, most companies, you'll see like you get a packet of coffee with the mushrooms in it or something else, and you put it into the cup. And then you put the hot water in and you drink it down. At the end, you'll see a lot of residue at the bottom of the cup because that's the fiber. So basically, they got like a 1-to-1 ratio. It's never, they just taking the mushrooms, they're drying them, and they're basically grinding it up, and they're basically putting it in with some coffee, and you're mixing it up and you're drinking it down. What we're doing is we're extracting out all that fiber and just being left with the actual potency. So on a percentage basis, it's not like a lot of mushrooms that are in there, but it's the milligram strength. So when you look at this can right here, this is our passion fruit orange guava. On the side of the can, it'll show lion's mane, 8-to-1 ratio, cordyceps, 10-to-1 ratio. So what we're doing is we're actually ending up with 10 times the strength of the potency of the mushroom, of the part that you really want. And that's how we're able to get it to emulsify within the drink. Because if we had all that fiber, it would muddy up the whole drink. You'd never be able to make a sparkling drink like this. And so our 10-to-1, so we have 1,250 milligrams of cordyceps. So in actuality, that's like equivalent to 12,500 milligrams of what would be like dried powder. So these numbers and these milligram strengths are so high. I'm really super excited about it because, you know, I think that what's happened in the mushroom business is in the last, let's say, 10 years, 7 years, these mushrooms developed because people the pioneers started using them. Look, they've been around for thousands of years when you go back to Asia and you look back at where it developed. But in the last few years, a lot of people, pioneers, started using these products, seeing how well it really worked. And I think it just happened naturally to get to where we are today as to why when you go into a natural grocery store, end caps filled with mushroom products. Ask them what's some of the best-selling products that they have. They'll tell you, you know, lion's mane capsules, things like that. So what we've been able to do is really being able to use these high potencies and, you know, be able to do that. And that's, you know, we rely on people that we're working with on the formulations and stuff like that. And it's working out great. But at the end of the day, what we're seeing is that people are coming back to us because they're saying, wow, I feel the elevated state. I feel that I'm able to function better. I'm able to be more clear. And so we're really super excited about it that we're getting people getting those results. Oh, and now I think that now the products, we can use these mushrooms and put them into products that people could appreciate. So it's becoming more mainstream now, you know? Go ahead. Another question? I hope that I answered that okay.
Yeah, I'll ask another
Yeah.
question. So this growth trajectory, is there an exit strategy? I know it's early on to go public.
I thought about it. Look, today I would have considered to go public today, and I have experience in being public. I've had a very successful health benefits direct company that I went public with and stuff like that, and I was CEO. and I can do it. I think it'd be a distraction today. I think today we need to build a business. If I couldn't raise the money privately, I would have considered much more about maybe doing a registration and going public. But today, I'm not canceling out on that idea. I think that I'd like to entertain that idea maybe in a year from now. I'd like to focus on the opportunity of let's get this business really, really, really right. We're getting into all these doors right now. We're in thousands of doors. We must be in 1,500 doors right now. GNC alone, that's 3,500 stores. You know, we're looking at other opportunities like Vitamin Shop and so many others. You know, Publix. You know, we have another meeting set up with Publix, you know, going on right now. Sprouts, that's looking like a solid opportunity for us right now. So right now, I think we got to really just hunker down, focus on doing this. I'm looking to bring good investors on that say, you know what, I can really appreciate what you're doing with this. I see the upside. Low-end valuations, these companies get bought out for $200 million. 6 to 10 times revenue all day, every day. You got the right growth. Look, I'm going to find our way to get ourselves, you know, to, I think by the end of this year we could be doing $800,000, $1 million a month. I think we get to those kinds of numbers because I already see what we're already ratcheting up. So for us to double from 200 to 400 and then double it again, I think that's very realistic. The GNC could help us to bring us to a couple of $1 million a month. So I think right now the focus really needs to be not to be distracted. We got a lean team, a great team, and let's just focus on the execution. And then in a year from now, Excelsius is public. You know, they were able to go the distance because they were public, and that's why they probably didn't take the buyouts earlier. You know what I mean? I'm not really interested in the buyouts earlier. I really want to go the distance with this. I don't need to do the buyout earlier. So, you know, my goal is to really build a multi-billion-dollar value company, and maybe going public and looking to do a registration in a year plus from now with a good bank and stuff like that is probably something I would consider. Any other questions? Oh, so interest, that's a good question. So when we first started, by the way, we started with coffees and teas because I thought I had to mask the mushrooms. I thought the mushrooms were going to muddy up the product. I didn't think it was going to taste so great. So what happened was, that's why we did the cold brew oat latte. So we used the oat milk because the oat milk would then basically offset like the taste of the mushroom. And that's why we did a chai rooibos tea. So it had a little bit of spice, it had a lot of flavor to try and mask some of the mushrooms, right? But as it was, the products came out tasting so delicious. It came out so good. So when I first started, I wanted to start with a coffee because every morning I'd wake up and I would have coffee. And how I got to doing this, by the way, is because I started adding mushrooms to my coffee in the morning like 7 years ago. And I realized that I felt better. I felt like more, you know, so that's why the first one was the coffee. And then I felt like we was doing the coffee. Let's do a tea as well, trying to offset it. I didn't think we could really get the sparkling right. The sparkling, I said, let's just take a shot because they came out so good. So let's do the sparkling too. So then, but when I got the first samples of the sparkling, I was like, my God, they're phenomenal. So that's when I ran back to, you know, go to the formulation company. I sat down with them. So I'm not leaving until we're done. So the passion fruit orange guava was just a great idea because POG is a big thing, and passion fruit orange guava has sweetness to it. I felt it could be really fun. The dragon fruit lemonade, you know, kind of was kind of like more tart. So I felt like that was a good way to go. And then we started with a mixed berry, interesting enough, but the mixed berry had a lot of mint. So what we did is we actually took that and we turned that into blackberry lemon. And we brought the mint down. It brought up the blackberry, it became very flavorful, and then we added more lemon, so it became like, you know, a little more, you know, kind of blackberry tart. And it was delicious. And then the orange ginger, it's like, we were doing so good with the 3 sparklings right off the bat. I said, wow, you know, we should really add number 4. So what's number 4? GTS Kombucha, one of the top selling products is an orange ginger. So I said, you know what, we really should have an orange ginger. Everybody in natural, you know, wants a ginger product. And that's why we decided to come up with the orange ginger. And it came out fantastic. And we're selling now, by the way, since we switched to the blackberry sales are through the roof. The passion fruit orange guava and the dragon fruit, we're just, the velocity is fantastic. And now the orange ginger is relatively new, but the initial like launch of what it looks like it could be our bestseller potentially. So that's how it came about. And then we got rid of 2 others, that were another tea and a coffee, and you know, we're focused on the winners. It's like owning stocks that go higher. How many times you own a stock that goes higher, and then the next thing you know, you think about selling the higher stock, right? No, we don't want to sell the higher stock. We're going to double down on the flavors that are working the best. We're going to double down, and the ones that are losing, we're going to cut. But right now, we have all winners across the board. We don't have anything that's not working. Any other questions? You know, right now, fortunately enough, right now we're really standing on our own. You know, there's really not like anyone else with a sparkling, you know, mushroom product that is even remotely competitive to where we are today. I'm not resting on our laurels right now. The reason why I'm also looking to raise this extra money is because we got a winner here. You know what I mean? We got a horse that's running real strong. I mean, this came out of the gate amazing, and it's just going. So, like, you know, I'm sure there's be other people that will come up with other products, but it's like coconut water. When coconut water first started, you know, you had one product, and it wasn't really like a big deal. But then you had a second product, and you had a third product, and you know what? It became a category. And when it becomes a category, together, you win together. Well, right now, I'm out the gate strong. I'm looking to keep that lead. I'm looking to be the number one, and I'm going to step on the gas. The others will come behind us, and I think it will actually give more support and more credibility to the idea that these products are good products, and it's okay. It's a good thing for people to buy. And that's where we're saying there are other coffee. Most of the other coffee products are packets. They're packets, and you know, you put it into and you add hot water. That's different than an RTD. You know, we're the first real big mover on an RTD. There's a couple of other smaller RTD, you know, coffee kind of products that are out there and stuff like that. But, you know, right now I feel really good about what we're doing. Oh, it's a good question. So we have 12-month shelf life, which is good. However, I think we can get the process authority to extend that out to 18 months. So I think that's where we're going to look to get to. And by the way, just so everyone knows, you know, like where we're at right now is we run a full tractor trailer load of every SKU now. So like, you know, and just so you know, like, you know, right now we're sitting with almost $1 million worth of saleable product, and we need it. So, you know, but it takes us 60 days to manufacture, to do a run of each of the products and stuff like that. But, you know, I think right now, you know, where we stand right now, it's very exciting, and I really feel like, you know, we could, you know, that we're making the right moves.
In the current facility, packaging, the scaling up is there?
Yeah, we're in a great place for that. I mean, we're dealing with amazing co-packers. I mean, these co-packers, their minimum commitments are a tractor trailer load of each SKU. So that's how we're able to get to the margins where we are, and it's working. So, and we don't have any issues with sourcing our cans or sourcing our, what do you call it, our ingredients. You know, we're really in a good place. So price point's great for us. You know, look, we didn't mess around. You know, we came out with a $3.99 price point, which is a very, very good price point. When you look at a lot of other kind of like, you know, functional drinks, kombuchas and stuff like that, you might even see them at $6.99. CBD type products and stuff like that, you see them also at like $6.99. We're $3.99. I mean, we're really in the game. I mean, you look at like a Monster, a Celsius and stuff like that, they're $2.99 all day long. So, but a lot of people are willing to pay that extra dollar for something that's that much better. And, you know, I think, you know, we're an organic ingredient product. I mean, we're using high potency mushrooms, you know what I mean? There's a whole nother level to this. And I think people are seeing the value on it. I'm not getting pushback on price at all. Matter of fact, there's many stores that are selling it for much more. We're seeing a lot of stores selling for $4.49, $4.99. We even have some specialty places there selling them out at like $5.99. So we did really good with that. Like, you know, these are some of the things that we've really figured out. Like when you look at our expenses, you might see like the expenses like last quarter was high. And the reason was we had three 3PLs. Okay, so we had LA, Kansas, and Florida. And at Florida, we thought Florida was going to be an important hub for us, but it's not. Because Florida, it costs so much money to move in and out of Florida. So forget Florida. So what we decided is we got a 3 million square foot, like state-of-the-art proper group out of Kansas, you know, with Kansas City, and they're amazing. Because the best shipping lanes in the country are out of Kansas. You move anywhere you got to go. So, you know, and when you ask where we're going, you know, we're going everywhere now. So, like, fortunately enough, you know, we manufacture in Kansas and we also manufacture in California. So when we manufacture in California, we just move tractor trailer loads right to Kansas, and now we just do basically everything out of Kansas. We do some kitting out of Florida, some small stuff, sample boxes, some of the Amazon stuff, 4-packs and stuff like that. We do some of that light kind of kitting and stuff here in Florida. But that's easy stuff, and that only goes right to Amazon for the most part, so that's easy. But all of our pallets and all of our movement is right out of Kansas. So now that we're basically got, you know, tractor trailers just going right to, the stuff we manufacture in Kansas stays right there in Kansas, so it costs us virtually no money in freight. Who does that? In Kansas, because we're right there. And yes, we do have to move product from California to Kansas. But we're moving product now. We're going to San Francisco. We're in Nuggets. We're in you know, so many other stores, in Oliver's, and we're in LA, and we're in Lazy Acres, and we're in, you know, Air One, and now in Dallas we're in, you know, Central Market that's owned by HEB, and, you know, we got a ton of business going on in Wisconsin now, and, you know, Chicago and New York now. Just yesterday, we got an inquiry yesterday from one of the biggest beverage distributors in New York that's very interested in taking on the product, and we're doing amazing in New York. Just look, there's so many stores pulling our product now that they contact us for the product. A lot of stores we don't even contact them, but we're pretty aggressive in contacting too, by the way. You're welcome. Anything else?
Anything with wine?
What's that?
Any products combined with wine?
With wine? No, but I do tell you, if you mix the orange ginger with some champagne, it makes a great mimosa. Okay, and the passion fruit orange guava with some rum goes over really well too. And actually, we've been out to a lot of like music events and music conferences and stuff like that with the DJs and stuff, and people are just like literally like loving our drinks. And we have seen some people, and we have actually done some experimental mixing with the drink. So we'll see how that goes. But nothing with wine. Thank you. If anybody wants to speak with me, I'll still be around, and we'll take the time. But thank you for your time again. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you.